Hello, welcome to April 2022. My name is Lynette Clement and I am reading from the April 2022 edition of the Love Exquisite Magazine, and I am reading in the article titled Learning by Design. The article title is Self-Love. I should say the section is Learning by Design and the article is titled Self-Love. So um, forgive me because I was doing a lot this month for the nonprofit Love Exquisite Arts and Recreation Nonprofit Center. So I wanted to make sure that I cleared my obligations to that before I dived into the magazine. So here we are. It was an amazing event. So yeah, it was amazing, and I'll be posting about it later. And you can also read about it in the magazine as well in the April 2022 edition. So this article is titled Self-Love. Self-love. Self-love seems like a simple thing to do, but internally, for a lot of people, self-love is overshadowed by self-hate. Many of us are our own worst critic, meaning we microscopically critique everything that we do, oftentimes from the lens of a negative mindset. We talk ourselves out of doing what we want to do because we are so critical of what the outcome will be, and in our pessimism, we paralyze ourselves into doing absolutely nothing. When we are confident on when we are confident in ourselves and in our abilities, the word our kind of tricks me up because the country twang comes out and I'm like our, but it's our abilities, we develop self-love. So I'll read that again. When we are confident in ourselves and in our abilities, we can develop self-love. Self-love is loving yourself in spite of your imperfections. Self-love is loving yourself in spite of who does or does not love you. Self-love is loving yourself in spite of what you do and do not have materially. So it's in spite of what you do and what you do not have materially. That's what I'm saying. Materialistically is what it should say. Self-love is looking in the mirror and saying to yourself, I love you. I love what I see. I love who I am, and I love who God has created me to be with conviction and confidence, not arrogance, like I just said it. I didn't say it with arrogance, I'm saying with confidence and conviction, like I just said it, but not with arrogance. So self love is what helps you love others in spite of their imperfections as well. It is not about loving every aspect that makes up you, because I don't think anybody loves everything about themselves. There's always room for improvement, there's always room for growth. So there's usually something that you don't like about yourself, whether it's your personality characteristics or your mindset or maybe even your look. Sometimes people don't like the complete package, or maybe what you do. Again, maybe you're not satisfied in your current situation. So there's always something that people don't like about themselves. However, don't let it detract from your self love. Despite what you have, despite what you don't have, despite what you look like, despite what you've been through, despite what you are going through, you should still love yourself. So we always think that there's no room for growth and improvement, but we should always know that there is room for growth and improvement. However, don't allow so what I was basically saying is don't allow yourself or your pessimism and negative thinking toxify or taint your love for yourself. If you struggle with learning how to love yourself, below in the magazine are some helpful tips that I give you to put you on the right path of self love. So those tips are: first, forgive yourself for not always making the best decisions for you. Oftentimes, we make a lot of the decisions based upon what somebody else wants us to do or what other people's expectations are of us, and we kind of don't think a lot about ourselves, or we put a lot of pressure on ourselves and we might not always do the right things, and then we kind of, it detracts from our ability to love ourselves. So what I'm saying is forgive yourself, because when you forgive yourself, then you can find that self-love. Allow yourself to the grace to make mistakes, because you're not perfect. You will make mistakes. So allow yourself grace. The same grace that you allow people who make mistakes and hurt you over and over and over and over again by either their actions or their words, and you find grace for them anyway, find that same grace for yourself. Allow yourself grace to make mistakes. Accept the uniquely creative you. The person that God created you to be, accept that person. He made you in his image and likeness. So despite what you might not like about yourself or what you consider your flaws, embrace them. They are what makes you uniquely. Another thing is to stop overthinking about things that you cannot control. That's a huge one. I'm sorry, look at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself that you love yourself until you actually believe it. So if it is something that you have to repeat daily, I love myself, I love myself, then say that repeatedly in the mirror until you actually believe it, and until you say it with that confidence and conviction that I talked about. Another one is to accept your flaws. So change what you can change, but accept what you cannot change. So for example, if you are overweight and it's impacting your health, you can change that. You can diet, you can exercise. So change what you can change instead of complaining about it and not doing anything about what you want to change or what you're not satisfied with. However, if you cannot change it, accept it. That's the only way to get to self-love. It is not about how you look on the outside. It's about how you feel on the inside and how you treat people who you have nothing to gain from. Excuse me. Develop a relationship with God, because God is love. So you have to always remember that God is love. So that's another way to practice self-love. Train your brain to counteract negative thoughts with positive affirmations. So if you keep thinking negative, oh, I don't like my hair, or I don't like the way that I look, or I'm too fat, I'm too skinny, I'm too tall, I'm too short, I wish I had more money, I never had enough, I don't like my house, I wish I had a bigger one, I don't like the car, I wish I, whatever it is, I don't like my job, or, I wish I had more friends, and so on and so forth. People, the things that you feed yourself, counteract them with positive affirmations. So be thankful for what you have, how far you come, and how far you have yet to go. Be thankful and appreciative for even the small things. Another one is, don't believe that you are less than anyone else. You are enough. You have to believe that. You have to remember that, because it's true. Treat yourself better is the last one. Treat yourself better. And so in treating yourself better, it's about taking care of yourself physically, emotionally, spiritually, and mentally. If you learn how to practice these things every day, you are well on your way to learning how to love yourself. Trust me, you will feel much better about yourself when you practice self-love. That is in the article titled Self-Love, and it's written in the Learning by Design section of the April 2022 issue of the Love Exquisite Magazine. Thank you for listening, and excuse my voice. I was at the concert and then I had to speak yesterday. So I was at the culture tour and I was screaming my head off. I'm a huge fan of New Edition, but that's outside of this conversation. So I'll end it here. As you know, these videos are not edited. They are live, and so as it flows, it goes. So thank you for listening. Check out the April 2022 edition of the Love Exquisite Magazine. My name is Lynette, and I love myself. Thank you.